Welcome back to another episode of Arnold's Thoughts Podcast. It's your boy Arnold, and today we're going to talk about how not to get deported when you're going to start your professional season overseas. So what I mean by getting deported, like it has happened to me while playing this game. Like I never thought in my life that I would actually get deported from a country while playing. And it was the craziest situation. I'm gonna just start off right there. I was playing in Colombia. This was about 2014, 2015. I was playing there. And I was dating someone, my ex-wife at the time, you know, and I was in love, head over heels, you know, and she was like, hey, you should just stay in this country and just stay with me. We can get a place, a little apartment. At that time, I don't know how it is now. I haven't been in Colombia, but now, like at that time, you know, your dollar was worth like 3 times as much. So if you got a couple of grand, a couple of thousand, that goes so far living wise over there. So I'm like, oh, okay, I'm gonna just get a place to live over here. You know, I'm living good. I'm living real good, but I'm not paying attention. This episode of Arnold's Thoughts Podcast is sponsored by Boldclaims Apparel. Bold Claims. It's not just a statement, it's a lifestyle. Click the link in the bio and shop their latest apparel today. Back to the episode. To the country's laws, I'm just out here thinking I'm just living my life. I got my new little Colombian girlfriend that I'm in love with, and we living together, and everything's just all fun and games, and everything's great. Until I go to try to pull some money out from like the ATM, not ATM, but the Western Union. That's when we use Western Union all the time. That was before Cash App. To think about that, before it was Cash App and you could just do a transfer, right? So I go to pull the money out and they say, hey, your visas ran out. I'm like, my visas ran out? Yeah, your visas ran out. So I'm like, okay. Well, they say, yeah, you got to go to immigration to go see what's up with that. So I'm like, all right, bet. I go to immigration, see what the issue was. They're like, oh no, you know you done messed up, right? You know you done messed up, right? You weren't supposed to stay over this long. You don't have no letter of clearance. You don't have nothing. So I'm in the country and I'm having all these legal issues. Speed up the story a little bit, I ended up playing the whole season. The reason I stayed is because I was already signed to play the next season in the country. So I was like, okay, well, I'm going to just chill here, get a place, and then we're going to be able to stay here. And, you know, I'm going to just work out that situation, you know. Ended up being like one of the biggest decisions It was a learning experience. I don't say I regret, but it was a learning experience to understand what you should not do. You should not overstay your welcome in countries where the stipulation is like you can't be there. They give you a set amount of time to be in that country. Whether you're on a tourist visa or work visa, you must know what is going on in that certain point in time so you won't have the legal issues like I did. Played the whole season. I'm going to immigration like every week. I'm talking about 3-4 months trying to figure out the situation because technically I can't leave because I've overstayed. I got a bad record or something. I got an infringement on my name because I overstayed. I broke their country's laws. That literally required me to get married to be able to just leave the country. That's how me and my ex-wife got together. I had to marry her to get permission to say, oh, well, now I'm married to the person. This is why I was in this country, to be able to leave the country, right? Thought everything was okay. We did the marriage thing. Okay, we've been together. Let's just, you know, we go hit the courthouse. I invited like 2 of my teammates as witnesses. And we got, you know what I'm saying, we jumped the broom. We did the little jumping of the broom, you know. That's another story for another time. We're definitely going to get into the whole marriage situation and overseas. That's another episode. But this one, so I ended up leaving the country, going to go play in Chile at that time. Went from Colombia to Chile, and had a great season, a great, amazing season. She got pregnant at the time, you know, so she was like, I need to go back home to my country. I need to be around my mom. I don't need to, you know, I want to just be here so you can focus on your season. I'm not trying to be a burden to you. Cool, I understand she do it. We just have to, we contacting the embassy. How do we get back in the country? And all this and that for me. Ended up, I finished the season. They say, oh, all you got to do is pull up. Come back to the country. We have the paperwork. They will let you in, no problem. Get back to the country. They tried to put me in handcuffs. I was about to be put in handcuffs because technically I was deported. Now I want y'all to understand how this works. They put a deportation on my passport that they deported me on the 1st of January, which is my birthday, while I was in another country. And they never, I'm like, what are you talking about? Like, yeah, we deported you. How did you deport me and I wasn't even in the country? I was in another country. I think I know where my birthday was, where I was on my most recent birthday, and I wasn't here. But their country, their laws, their regulations, their law, they technically can do whatever it is that they want to in their power. It doesn't matter what you think or what you want or what is actually the right thing or what was told to you. It doesn't matter. But that one decision that I took, that one decision to, oh, okay, I'm going to just stay here and ignore, because the coach actually said, hey, when your ticket comes, you need to get on that flight. I just ignored it. I know what I'm doing. I ain't going to worry about this. I ain't going to worry about this. I know what I'm doing. I'm going to just stay here and I'm going to live my life. Got my girl. I'm going to live my life. You can't, you know what I'm saying? It's going to be good. Led to me actually being deported. Remember, I said my ex-wife at the time was pregnant with my daughter. Could not get into the country. Ended up staying overnight in a holding cell. Almost got arrested. I had to book a flight back to the country. I couldn't even get my bag. All I had was my carry-on. Can't even get my bag. So my full suitcase with all my stuff gone. You can't have it. You can't take it because you can't cross over to go get it. We're not going to give it to you. You're going to stay in this holding cell all night till your flight the next day that I had to buy. I had to buy a whole nother flight to go to my country. And I had to wait in a holding cell just to get there. All for one decision. Because I wasn't paying attention to the rules and the regulations of the country that I was traveling. I was just trying to do my own thing. And it has long-term repercussions just for that one action of not paying attention. Not paying attention, abiding by my rules and my laws and my regulations, and not really not being informed, not having the knowledge to know what I'm supposed to do and the guidelines that I was supposed to follow of that country. Most of the times when we're coming from these other countries, meaning like when we're coming from the States and going to other countries, we still have the mindset of America. I mean, you're not going to go, unless you've been in another country for a certain amount of time, you're still going to be thinking like, oh, I'm at the crib. I'm in America. I'm going to be moving the way I want to be moving, and we traveling the way I want to be traveling. And it's not like that. These are very important keys that you must pay attention to, or they're going to have long-term precautions. And when I say those with some long-term effects, you want to know some of the effects that have happened to me? I wasn't able to see my daughter being born. I wasn't able to go back to the country. I went to 4 or 5 different countries. I went to my country applying for visas. No. Why? Because it's been over. It said you're deported. That means you're banned from here for over a year. Your deportation is over a year. My daughter was due to be born in a couple months. One decision. One decision. I never went back to that country to play. I just came off my 2nd championship in that country. My name was hot, buzzing. I'm breaking records. The most winningest team ever in the league history, winning championships. So my name's hot. Hey, this is a good market for me to expand upon. One decision got me deported, messed up everything for me. Learning lesson. Lesson 1, when you go to another country, make sure you do the research of how long you can be there legally. You look up the requirements. Do not always leave it in the hands of your agent and the team, because I'm telling you, they're not going to pay as much attention to the situation as you think they should have. You think that, okay, well, I'm coming here, they're going to make sure my paperwork is right, they're going to make sure I get out here on time. Lesson 1, you do your own research. DYOR, do your own research. Make sure you do your research and understand. Go online, go on Google, look up the country, look up the terms of what it takes for you to be there on a tourist visa. Make sure you know what it's like to be there on a working visa. You need to come into terms of what it is and what it takes and how long you can be there. Because those one decisions just like that can change everything for you in this game. That right there can affect so much. That's going to affect your paper. Like I said, bro, I played that country three seasons. 2 seasons, I won 2 MVPs and 2 championships. Don't you think that I got some equity inside that field and that league for what I've done? Yeah, I would like to come back. Yes, I would have liked to see my daughter being born. Yes, I would like to continue my life. I had a whole apartment over there. I had an apartment, fully furnished car. That was where my life was going to be. And I couldn't even step back in the country. I have not stepped back into that country since then. It has been literally over 8 years because of one decision. Just off of one decision. Do not put that in the hands of an agent or just a team to just, oh, they're going to take care of it. Listen, man. You got to put yourself first. You got to make sure you take care of yourself in all angles, in all aspects of the game. Go do your research. Know what it is. Go holler at the teammate. Go holler at the management as soon as you touch down. Hey, what are the requirements for me to be here? What are my requirements? What do I need to do? How long can I stay here? Is there a fine? Because sometimes if you overstay, it's just a fine. Other times, you have to go to a government situation and they have to give you special permission and you have to fill out paperwork and stuff. Stay on them for that. Stay on your team. Stay on your GM. Stay on them for that because it will happen. You can come across this problem where you want to go and you're trying to leave. The season's over or whatever and they got you in a holding cell because you overstayed your welcome. You didn't abide by the country's laws, and now you're in this predicament. Do not be naive to think that everything should be on them. Okay? Don't do that. You go do your research on that. That's pretty much all I got for right now about my situation of being deported and, you know, just things to look for and things to avoid doing in order to stay relevant in the country and not get yourself in a bad situation. One decision changed so much for me. And I don't want that to happen to you guys. We gotta start understanding to use our own knowledge to get ourselves in a place that we want to do. You want to play this game, you want to be professional, well, be professional. It's not only on the court, it's off the court. Get knowledge, talk to people. You take the first step. You take that first step and get in the right information and covering yourself. There are too many times, too many situations where if you would have just had that one conversation, had that one talk, make sure that one thing is clear, that would have changed your whole career. Literally could change your whole career. So that's all I got for you guys today. Let's be attentive. Let's pay attention. Till next time.